Hello everybody, in this screencast we're going to look at list views. So list views is an Android component that allows you to organize data in a list, and basically it presents it in a scrollable list. So we'll look at a very simple form of this list view in this screencast, where we're just going to display a list of strings. All right, so we start by the layout, and in the layout I'll just simply add a list view to the layout. Here's a list view, right? I added my list view, and I'm just going to add my constraints. I'll just anchor it to the edges of the sides of the view, right? And let's make sure that this is the case. All right, or I can just add the plus sign, it adds it. Okay, so I have all the constraints set up. Now we also need to pay attention to the size, so make sure that the list view does not have a height and width. So by clicking here, by zeroing them, we are okay. Now another thing we need to consider is giving it an ID, list view. Okay, I go back to the activity. Now what I'm going to do is, let's say list view, and list view, I just get a reference of the list view, and let's say I'm going to display colors. So here is string, an array of string, I'll call it colors equals, and then I'm just going to add, say, red, green, and blue. So these are my colors. Now whenever you're dealing with list views, you have to also include an adapter. The adapter is what hosts or holds references to the data, and it is going to tell the list view what to display in each row. Okay, so the adapter, so the adapter sits, so it's called an adapter, array adapter. I'll use the basic one, which is called an array adapter, which the data is expected to be stored in an array or an array list, a list or an array, right? Okay, and then it requires a type to be specified. This is the type, the type of the data item that the array adapter is going to host. And in our case, the data item is a string because it's an array of strings. So the data item is a string, and I call it adapter. Okay. Now here I'm going to initialize it. So let's get the list view from layout. Find view by ID r.id dot the list view, so that we retrieve the list view component. And now here we're going to create or initialize the adapter. So here's the adapter, new array adapter, and then I'm going to figure out what types of constructors are there. I'll just press control P or command P, and you could see that the first one is the context. Okay, so here's the context, which is the activity, and then you need to specify an int resource. So this is the resource ID of the layout that will be displayed for each row. So it's a scrollable list. Each row is a layout by itself. So Android provides you with these default layouts that we could use. One of them is a very simple one, which only has a single text view inside it. It's called android dot layout android.r.layout dot simple list item 1. Okay, so this is a simple list item. It has only one text view inside it, and you could see, so it's specified, this is the resource ID. Then what I'm going to also indicate is what is the ID of the component in that layout that you would like to set the text for. Okay, so it's we'll also use the default one. So android.r.id and it's called text1. So it's a simple list item 1, and it has one text view, and that text view, its ID is 1. Okay, and then so basically we are using this. We are going to use this pattern, which is a context, layout ID, resource ID, and then we'll pass on the objects that we would like to display, which is colors. So this creates the adapter for us. Now to get a deeper look at this, let me copy the name of this layout, just to give you an idea where do I get these from. Here's the name of the layout. I'll go in and type it here. Okay. Now if you look at this repository, has the code for the Android framework, and you could see that this is the layout called simple list item 1, and you could see inside that layout it's only a text view, and then inside the text view there is ID text 1, right? So that's why I'm using ID text 1 here, right? So I have my adapter. Now if you run the code, nothing will happen. You have to tell that list view that the adapter exists. So you say list view.set adapter, and you pass the adapter. Now notice something, that the data is not passed to the list view directly. It's sent to the adapter. So the data is here. The colors is the data that you'd like to display. And then the list view knows about the data by accessing the adapter. So the list view never touches the data directly. The data is passed on to the adapter. The adapter creates a row to display for each one of these data items and then passes on that data to the list view. Okay, so now if we run the code, if we run it, you will see that it will display the list of colors. Here it is. It's displaying the list of colors. Now, what if I would like to, when the user clicks on these rows, and this is a scrollable list, by the way. We don't have enough in it, but if we had more, so let me just copy some of them so that I can create some more. Here is some more colors. Okay. Now when I run it again, there are more. You'll see that it's going to be a scrollable list. Here it is. So here it is. It's scrolling up and down. Right. Okay, so now what I need to do is, what if the user clicks on one of them? I want to know which one the user clicks. So there has to be a handler. So now when you look, is the handler associated with the adapter or with the list view? You will see that it's associated with the list view. Set on click listener, on item click listener. Okay, so there is on item click listener, there are on item long click listeners. But let's pick on item click listener, new on item click listener. So basically it looks very similar to the on click listener. However, now you are clicking on a row, so you need to know its position. That gives you the position of the row. That's the most important one. So basically I could say log D. I could say, for example, position is position, right? And color is, and it's going to be colors of position, right? So basically I could print both the color and the position whenever you click on the row. So we are here. When I click on red and look at the logcat, and I'm going to filter by demo. Okay, here it is. You pressed on position 0, the color is red. Now I press on green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, and blue. And the top one is 0. You can see here that this is how I'm going to get the data. All right, so that's a very simple introduction on how to use list views. These are simple list views that we displayed. We use the default adapter. We also use the default layout that Android provides, and we set up a simple click listener. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.